Say what now? 50 Cent really out here paying the lawyer fees for Jay-Z's alleged secret son just to take him to court. And on top of that, get this, he's even funding this man's appearance in his upcoming documentary about Diddy and Jay. Oh baby, things are spiraling out of control real quick. It's giving full-blown chaos. And trust me, it's not looking like it's gonna stop anytime soon. The walls are closing in on Jay-Z and Beyoncé. The secrets they've allegedly kept buried, they're starting to spill. Just recently, Nicki Minaj popped off on Twitter. Yeah, she wasn't holding back. She went straight for Jay-Z's neck, accusing him of owing her over $200 million, 0 cents. Can you believe that? Over $200 million, 0 cents. And it gets even crazier. She dropped receipts saying Jay had teamed up with some industry big dogs to sabotage her career, like full-on career destruction level sabotage. And before we could even recover from that tea, another bombshell exploded. Jay-Z's long-denied son popped back up, and this time, oh, he came armed with receipts. And I mean real hard evidence. Ain't no guessing games now. Yes, we're talking about Rhymir Satterthwaite, the man who's been battling Jay in court since way back in 2010. He claims Jay-Z knocked up his mom, Wanda, when she was just 16 years old. 16. That's a serious accusation. Now, Wanda sadly passed away in 2019, but before she died, she left behind a signed affidavit that she handed to the Daily Mail, spilling everything. She said she met Jay, had a one-night stand with him, and yes, they didn't use protection. And when Jay ghosted her and refused to acknowledge the child, she had to lie to her then boyfriend Robert Graves and put him on the birth certificate as Rymir's dad. The drama. But here's where it really starts to spiral. Wanda knew Jay was the father, and so did Rhymir. After her death, he doubled down on getting Jay to take responsibility. And people, they are convinced that the reason Jay's been avoiding that paternity test all these years is because he doesn't want the world to know he slept with an underage girl. That's not just messy, it's criminal. Even Rymer's godmother, Lily Colley, came forward. She said Jay was actually supportive at first. When Wanda reached out, he didn't deny it. They even discussed Rymer's musical talent and maybe putting him on a Roc Nation label. But then, boom. Lawyers stepped in and everything changed. The vibe flipped. Lily believes Jay's legal team realized how serious the underage claim was, and from that moment, they started doing everything to bury this case. She said, point blank, there's been collusion between their own lawyers and Jay's lawyers, missteps, cover-ups, you name it. They feel cornered, but they're still fighting. They're not giving up. In a jaw-dropping interview, Rhymir flat out said Jay has been paying off judges and lawyers to make sure this case never sees the light of day. And get this, he even accused his own lawyers of being paid off by Jay-Z to sabotage his case. Can you imagine fighting a legal battle for over a decade, paying out of pocket, only to have your own team betray you?
And a lot of things that's going on still in our court system. I'm just trying to keep the world really aware, because this is something that's going on continuously on a daily basis with maybe many different people. So as I said, I was in a major court, me, my mom, my godmom, we've been in court for many years, and it's just been crazy. Like as I said before, it's been crazy. We've been going in there. I don't feel like we've been getting our rights really appreciated. So important to deal with, because all the fraud on the court, if we just let that, just pass and not say anything about it, they will continue to do anything they want. This is not just with us, it's with people in the world. Like a lot of fraud and a lot of collusion that's just been going on and just been looked over was never supposed to happen. Like, and I will not let that pass. I'm not letting the lawyers get away with that. They will not go in the courtroom of justice and just lie like that and continue to get praised off it, or use this lie to benefit off all these years. Like, we've been going to court, putting our hard-earned money out there, and we going in there to fight fraud. That's just that's craziness. That's really craziness. And I don't think nobody in the world should have to go through that. You going in there, you paying your hard-earned money. You got these lawyers that just frauding and pitting anything they want basically in the courtroom, and the judges is just allowing this to go on. I honestly believe that both of them should be hold it responsible for this, because you guys, this is you guys' job, and if the judge can't see this or overlook it, I can understand a mistake, but just throughout the years, to continue to overlook fraud is just craziness to me. Like, come on, it's right there in your face. If you can't see that, then I don't know what else we can do to help you guys believe that it's something crazy going on with this case. Honestly, I just want everybody in the world just to keep their eyes open and just watch things that happen, that just like how things unfold, because it's crazy. It really is crazy. These judges, these lawyers, this fraud, this collusion, who knows what it's for, money or friendships or whatever they got going on. But I can honestly say that we should never go in the courtroom feeling like we're already the victims and we did nothing wrong. We did nothing wrong but come in here, tell you guys the truth, put our life on the line, come to every court case and give you 100% plus of us. And basically we just got stepped on, and basically, just try to get dragged through the system. But no, we won't let that go. That's not us. We're not we're not letting this go, and we will continue to fight, like, especially for fraud and collusion that's been going on. No, I will not let nobody just put that on my name, my mother's name, my godmother's name. We will fight for what is right, like we've been doing all these years.
Rymere and his godmother, Lily, appeared in an interview with Liz Crokin, and this is what they had to say.
Do you think that it seemed that Jay-Z, via his people, were willing to work something out behind the scenes, and then all of a sudden that stopped? Why do you think that he is refusing to take a paternity test and stopped, working with you all behind the scenes? What was driving that, in your opinion?
Well, part of it was a rumor that was told that he didn't like the fact that this particular case was in the public, and he had a problem with Rhymir putting it in the public, which was not Rhymir, was his mother. So basically, in a nutshell, I just believe that was a big part of it. He didn't like the fact that it was in public. There was a time that Mr. Carter was trying to resolve the matter in the very beginning, and he was doing it in the best interest of Rhymir. And then somewhere he left his heart and started thinking with his head.
Do you think part of it is because Wanda was 16?
Yeah, well, definitely that's the big part of it. The allegations that we have, that the affidavit says that Wanda was 16 and he was 22. That's in Wanda's own words.
Right.
So therefore, yeah, that would be something that would make some people uncomfortable.
Right. Well, it's a crime. But for the record, you did tell me that Wanda told you that she did tell Jay-Z that she was of legal age. Is that true?
Right. She did tell me that she told him she was 18 or something, whatever she told them.
But wait, it gets even darker. Lily revealed their lives have basically turned into a horror movie. She said they've been getting threatened left and right since going after Jay. She claims both she and Rhymir have been followed around, like stalked. And it didn't stop there. Someone broke into Rymir's house and straight up threatened him, told him if he didn't drop the case, they'd come back and hurt him. What in the actual hell? It got so serious that Rhymir had to involve the police multiple times, but surprise, surprise, those reports never went anywhere. Lily's convinced Jay's got connections that go way up the chain. She said he's even got the feds in his back pocket. So those police reports, straight to the trash.
Yep.
We had to go to the police about several things. There's people, like you said, came into the property. Some of them knocked on Rymir's window. They wanted Rhymir to drop the case. This was back early on. There's been a lot of what they call intimidation.
And oh my God, y'all, this part made my jaw drop. Since Jay's refusing to take a DNA test, Rhymir tried to go around it. He took matters into his own hands and attempted to trace his ancestry online just to match it to Jay's. But lo and behold, the results were tampered with. They were manipulated. And he never even received the final results. Like, how does that even happen unless someone is seriously pulling strings? Apparently, this isn't even the first time Jay's played this game. Remember his other alleged secret daughter, Letitia Messor? She went the same route, trying to get him to acknowledge her. She got her results and boom, she was allegedly paid off and forced to sign an NDA. She disappeared after that. Total silence.
But we use Ancestry.com, and that's basically say they didn't give me my paperwork back. Like, I did the swab and spit in it and then get sent it to them. And when I called to try to get my information, basically it was an error, and I never heard of that.
There was an error? They wouldn't give you your paperwork?
Yeah, they won't give me my paperwork from Ancestry.com. Now you have people saying use 23andMe. And I just want people to know, like, the courts got my DNA. So if they wanted to test my DNA, for me just to keep spending all this money, these guys can test it, Jay-Z and them. And I'm just the judges. They have everything they need. So obviously I'm not out of the fight, and I won't stop. It's not
Right.
just about no Jay-Z. I'm not just chasing Jay-Z. That's not what it's about. My mom passed away fighting this case until she was gone. So that's more important to me than anything.
Now back to Rymere. This case just won't stay buried. Jay-Z tried to get it dismissed again recently. He filed a motion saying the whole thing is just a decade-long harassment campaign. He called the claims fabricated and said they've already been thrown out of court multiple times. But this time, the judge wasn't buying it. Jay's motion was denied, flat out. So he tried again, filed another motion claiming harassment, and even referenced a contempt order. But the courts are not letting him run from this anymore. And while Jay was scrambling behind the scenes, guess who stepped in and started stirring the pot? Scent. And of course, he didn't come quietly. He trolled Jay hard. You called him out for not shutting this case down after years of trying. But then he took it even further. Word on the street, 50 is funding Rymir's legal fight, paying his court fees. And you know why? Because he wants to include this entire mess in his documentary about Diddy and Jay-Z. Oh yes, he's putting the whole thing on film. And honestly, no one's surprised, especially after the way 50's been clowning Jay-Z and Diddy lately. After Diddy got arrested, 50 went in. He posted Jay's face on a milk carton with the caption, "Anybody seen Jay?" Like, seriously. He followed it up with another shady post of Jay waving with a caption saying, "Here is Jay-Z, last reported seen waving at Puffy jet log." And when we thought he'd finally stop, he hit us with another gem, an unflattering picture of Jay looking rough, captioned, "Jay in hibernation. He ain't coming outside till this," with Puff blowover. "No brunch, no lunch, no dinner. Lol. I'm all you got, him outside." 50 was going in, and when it came to this Rymere situation, he didn't hold back at all. He posted a photo of Rymere and Diddy, captioned, "Jay-Z is trending because the judge has granted Rymere's request to move forward with his case." And boom. Judge demanded Jay respond to the lawsuit by July 18th. But guess who is furious about all this? Beyoncé. According to sources, and especially Rymere's godmother, Lily, Beyoncé has been pissed that this case is still out here making headlines. And she's even more mad that 50 is taking it public in his documentary. Lily even claimed Beyoncé is the reason Jay still hasn't acknowledged Rhymir. Yep. She said Beyoncé wasn't comfortable with Jay claiming this kid, that she didn't want the truth to come out, and because of that, Jay decided to keep everything under wraps.
You have told me that you believe that Beyoncé may have been one of the reasons why there wasn't a resolution.
I do believe that. Like in the very beginning, they didn't have a daughter. And there was seemed like we were understanding there was complications in getting conceived, etc.
Right.
And I felt like that would make some women, and seem like her with her, she would fit that bill, uncomfortable about him having a fully grown son with a talent.
Right.
So I do believe that she had a problem. If it was true, she would have a problem with the fact that Rhymir was in the picture or coming in the picture, because that was a vulnerable time.
Right.
But clearly now, 10 years later, 12 years later, you would think somebody would say, "Hey, let's just get this out of the way."
Now, let's be real. How true is all this? That's the big question, right? Some people believe every single word. Others are still side-eyeing the whole thing. But what we do know, the internet has thoughts, and plenty of them. One person straight up said, the DNA test needs to be done inside the courtroom. Jay-Z, Rhymir, lawyers, judge, right there, live. And the results should be tested on the spot. No games, no tampering, no hiding. And honestly, that's fair. This has drug on for way too long. If Jay's really not the father, wouldn't he just take the test and shut it down once and for all? But here's where it gets even more personal. People are now questioning Beyoncé. Yup, Queen Bey is getting dragged into this in a way that's making fans raise eyebrows. Another person said, as a wife and a mother, I would think Miss Bey would want the truth. Don't you want your husband to take responsibility for all of his kids? What kind of woman turns a blind eye to a child he might have fathered? This young man didn't ask to be born. Jay, take the test and stop stalling. Whew. That one hit hard. And here's the thing, people aren't wrong for feeling this way. Rhymir has been fighting for recognition for years. He's not trying to steal anything or become famous. He just wants the truth to come out. He wants closure. And he wants Jay-Z to finally acknowledge him if he is in fact his son. But Beyoncé allegedly doesn't want that to happen. According to Lily, B saw Jay claiming Rhymir as a direct threat, not just to their public image, but to the empire they've built. And let's be honest, with everything Jay and Bey have invested in their brand, even a hint of scandal could bring everything crashing down. And now, with 50 Cent stirring the pot and giving Rhymir a major platform in his documentary, this secret isn't staying in the shadows any longer. Jay-Z's silence? It's only making things worse. And Beyoncé staying behind the scenes while this whole thing unfolds is just making people speculate even harder. Like, what exactly are they hiding? Because if Jay really didn't father this child, why all the smoke? Why the hush-hush, the legal motions, the refusals to test? Why the threats? Yes, let's not forget, Rhymer's life has literally been in danger over this. People broke into his home, they threatened to harm him, he's been stalked. He's gone to the police and nothing came of it. This is no longer just a family issue. This is turning into a public scandal with real-world consequences. And if Jay and Bey really have that much power to make reports disappear, silence people, and cover up DNA tests, then we need to start asking the bigger questions. What else have they hidden? What other secrets are being protected at all costs? And 50 Cent? He's clearly not afraid of any of them. He's already come for Diddy, he's made it clear he's not backing down from Jay-Z, and now he's standing behind Rhymir, giving him legal support, public exposure, and the chance to finally speak his truth in front of the world. Love him or hate him, 50 is doing what no one else dared to do. He's pushing the truth to the surface, and the internet is eating it up. Still, some people are wondering, is 50 doing this out of genuine support? Or is this just another move in his never-ending war against the industry elites? Is this about justice, or is this just about revenge? Regardless of the motive, one thing is clear. This story is blowing up. And Jay-Z, he can't hide behind the lawyers in silence anymore. Not when a judge has ordered him to respond to the paternity lawsuit by July 18th. That deadline is coming fast, and everyone's watching. Fans, haters, media, the whole internet. People are refreshing timelines, waiting to see what Jay will do. Will he finally take the test, or will he run again? As for Beyoncé, she's been quiet, too quiet. And that silence is starting to speak louder than any denial ever could. What is she protecting? Her image? Her marriage? Or something deeper? Because here's the thing. If the DNA test proves Rhymir is Jay-Z's son, then Beyoncé has knowingly been part of this cover-up for years. That's not just cold, it's devastating. And it opens the floodgates for all kinds of questions about their marriage, about their family, about how far they're willing to go to keep their legacy clean. But no matter what happens now, Rhymir isn't backing down, 50 Cent isn't backing down, the truth is inching closer by the day. And come July 18th, Jay-Z's gonna have to face it, whether he likes it or not. So now I wanna hear from you. Do you think Beyoncé really convinced Jay-Z to keep quiet about Rhymir? Is she trying to protect her brand? Or does she truly not believe Rhymir is his son? Do you think 50 Cent is right for getting involved, or is he being petty and messy as usual? And most importantly, do you think Jay-Z will finally take that DNA test? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. This is far from over, and we'll be watching every second of it unfold. And if you thought this was wild, don't forget to click here and check out this next jaw-dropping story.